Hi there, Agile friends. Get ready for the World Tour of Agile at the Agile Online Summit 2023. You can join us from October 24th to 26th for a global showcase of cutting-edge Agile practices and insights. Join us at agileonlinesummit.com. This year, we will be featuring some of the best work done around the world and world-class keynotes. You can check all of that at agileonlinesummit.com. But the best part is that your ticket is on us. That's right, it's free to attend and immerse yourself in the world of Agile excellence. Don't miss out on this opportunity to level up your skills and network with peers and industry experts. Mark your calendars and secure your spot at AOS 23 today by visiting agileonlinesummit.com. So get your free ticket or opt for the full digital pass that lets you keep all the conference videos forever and organize, why not, Agile learning sessions at work. You can get the full digital access at agileonlinesummit.com. I'll see you in the conference floor. Hello everybody, welcome to our Success Thursday this week with Konstantin Ribel. Hey Konstantin, welcome back.
Hi Vasco, thank you.
So Thursday is Success Thursday, of course, here on the podcast, and we'll talk about success for Scrum Masters in a minute. But first, share with us, what's your favorite retrospective format and why?
I thought about this question, quite a bit. My favorite format is the one that is not suitable for the retrospective.
Tell me more.
So probably every Scrum Master experienced this. When you prepare your retrospective, you have like, oh, I'm going to use this format. You prepared your facilitation script and you start the retrospective and you figure out that everything that you prepared, that how the team right now is, in what state they are, in what state of mind they are, the kind of retrospective you prepared is just not suitable. You realize that in the first 10 minutes of the retrospective, maybe in the first 5 even. And this is where you decide to throw it all away and go with the flow. And in my experience, those retrospectives were the best, with the best outcomes. And with the greatest results. Then many people might say, oh, well, does it mean we don't have to prepare retrospectives? No, you still have to prepare them, because that is where you realize the fact that you prepared the retrospective enables you to realize that it's the wrong format.
So tell me an example that you might have in mind, because I think that's a very important realization, right? So like the aspect of preparing the retrospective, getting a format ready and, you know, all planned out and so on, then going to the retro and then you start it and then you realize, oh, this is not what the team needs, right? Like, give us an example of that.
I cannot remember which format exactly I prepared back then, but I definitely prepared the format. I prepared a facilitation script and everything. And then I walk into the retrospective and I figure out that just an hour before the retrospective or so, the team was informed by their managers about some changes they would need to do in the team. And this is just that there is no mental space to discuss the retrospective or whatever, to discuss the last sprint or whatever. So we used the time to discuss what was really on their mind at that time, because this had immediate effects on their team constellation.
And that's also the aspect of recognizing that sometimes what we think as Scrum Masters is important for the team is not what is important for the team.
Exactly.
And we need to be able to be open to understand, okay, maybe there's something else the team needs than what I had prepared for them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great story, and also a realization that there's a lot more stuff going on than software development in organizations,
yes,
right? When the team needs to change, like that's a moment of closure, or at least that's how we can help the team, right? To provide that moment of closure, right? Like whatever happened until now, things are going to change, and we need to recognize what was good about it, and we need to move on. And if we avoid it, there's this hanging thread that is there forever, and the team will never get over it because they didn't have that space for closure.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Important realization indeed. So now we turn our attention to Scrum Masters and how we like and want to help the teams and what that means in practice. So Konstantin, share with us, what does success for a Scrum Master mean in your mind?
Well, I have here 3 different levels to that question. I would like to answer on 3 different levels. Level number 1 would be on team level. So if there is only one team in the organization, then that's basically it, right? But usually there are more teams. So first of all, we need to get one team working together. We need to solve this issue first. We need to help them to create a high amount of trust. And as soon as that is reached, the rest, I would say, is easier. But then this trust is vital and very important. Then moving from team level to multi-team level. So working teams in silos doesn't bring us further either, right? So we need to create the same amount of trust and the same exchange between multiple teams so that multiple teams can work together better. And then the third part would be the product as such.
So what do you mean by the product as such?
Just focusing on the team is not enough. Just focusing on the team is not enough. It's more important to have real issues that we want to solve for the customer in the product, to use this as a vehicle to build the team. And also we need to increase product delivery and product development together so that it goes into the right direction. Just
how do you? Sorry, go ahead.
Just having happy teams who trust each other is not enough. We need to focus on the product as well.
Absolutely. And when you focus on the product, what are the things as a Scrum Master you would be looking at? Let's assume that levels 1 and 2 are handled, maybe not perfect, but working. So that level 3, the product as such, is the most important at that time. What are the things you're looking at to see that the team you're working with and the teams around are actually able to focus on customer-driven problems and solutions in value creation?
Yeah, so that would be definitely involving customers and figuring out what not to focus on. So many teams tend to overdevelop, right? Develop too much things, basically gold plate things. We need to figure out when enough is enough. And this involves close collaboration, shorter feedback cycles from customers or from people who are the requirements donors who provided the requirements, right? So this is definitely one thing. We need to shorten the feedback cycles.
Yeah, absolutely. Something we've mentioned already in many different episodes. And I just want to emphasize that it's feedback cycles that include the customer, not just within the teams.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be for me focusing on the product. Then also, if you get the realization that, okay, we plan to deliver X, Y, Z, but X is enough, then let Y and Z go.
Yeah, let go of the surplus requirements.
Yes,
and
exactly.
A big tip here is probably a large percentage of what's already in the backlog or even within a story of a backlog. Yes. That's a very good point. And keeping that feedback loop with the customer working is the only way to know what is the overhead requirements that we have.
Yeah. And then also on the product level, if we go to the second level, multiple teams together, right? If a team sees that another team is overburdened, getting late maybe with their stuff, but they can help, I would like to see the team help one team help another team to get their stuff done in that sprint.
And that's another example of one of those feedback loops that we need to build, right? Because if the teams don't know what's going on with the other teams, then there's no way they could even offer help, even if they want it.
Yeah.
And that's also a great kind of motivation for the collaboration across Scrum Masters, right? Because teams are so often focused on the things they need to do that sprint that they have very little bandwidth to look around.
Scrum Masters, yes, but it's also it involves team coaching. Bring the multiple teams closer together. I will give you one example, not from BMW, from another customer. We started multi-team events with them, multi-team product backlog refinement, multi-team sprint planning, everything multi-team, like multiple teams together. And in one sprint, one of the teams totally underestimated their capacities, and another team totally overestimated their capacities. But what we managed to do over time, before this happened, we created a Slack channel where all members from all the teams who were in those multi-team events were together. And we encourage, say, guys, just update each other, right, on what's happening. And then this one team who underestimated their capacities, they wrote after 2 days in the sprint, hey, we already done, we finished everything we planned, but we're not going to pull anything new. Hey, the other team, how is it going? The other team says, oh, we totally overestimated. We are not going to get ready. Can you take this and this user story? They, oh, yes, they took over the user stories from the other team, and they started, and they helped the other team to finish what they initially planned.
Absolutely. And that's a great example of real-time dynamic capacity leveling.
Yes, exactly. And no Scrum Master involved in this communication, no manager involved in this communication.
Okay,
that was the key for me.
Yeah, but Konstantin, I think that's a little bit not sharing the whole story, because somebody had to suggest multi-team events. Somebody had to create the Slack channel. Somebody had to encourage teams to share with each other. But of course, once all of that is in place, then the teams can do it themselves. And that's the key.
A very good point that you mentioned. Yes, creating the structure for this. Scrum Masters and managers were involved, definitely, to creating all the structure. But as soon as the structure
and up, culture.
And culture, then culture follows structure, right? So create the structure first, then
or it's the other way around as well. So don't forget, there's always two ways.
Yes.
Culture influences structure, structure influences culture.
Yeah, especially in small companies, startups. In the bigger ones, unfortunately, it's the structure to culture direction is much stronger than the other way around.
It's also much more, how do you say, strict. There's more
rigid
aspects. Yeah, it's more rigid, and there's more structure that enforces the structure.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so of course, structure was created, and then after a few examples how to do it, the team started communicating themselves between each other. And this was like, to me, that was one of the best sprints that I've seen.
And a great story of very concrete aspects of Scrum Master and management success there. Thank you for sharing, Konstantin.
Welcome.
Part of a successful Scrum Master job is to help the product owner. Tomorrow we explore that critical role in Scrum, the product owner role. Tune in to learn about product owner anti-patterns, what you can do to help the product owner, and a real-life example of what a great product owner is and what made it so. Tomorrow on our Friday Product Owner episode. See you tomorrow. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.